From under the table deals to that cousin who brags about cutting the LTO line. Corruption in the Philippines isn't just politics, it's practically everyday life. But how did this culture even start?
Di, syempre sa mga contractor, gano'n.
Sa nagbabribery.
In the Philippines, corruption isn't just about the scandals you see on the news.
Huh?
Yes, it starts with the fixer who helps you at LTO, who helps you process your documents faster, the barangay permit that mysteriously costs more than it should.
Barangay permit, by the way.
Yeah.
By the way.
Even the lagay or the padulas. That feels almost normal in every government agency. The truth is, corruption is so common that some Filipinos joke about it, that it's already part of the system in the daily lives of Filipinos. Ain't that right? But how did it become this ingrained in our culture? And what does it say about us as a whole nation?
The Filipino isn't worth dying for but is corruptible.
Yes.
To misquote Ninoy Aquino.
So, diba, let's be real. Who hasn't heard the phrase, may kilala ka ba sa loob?
Teacher.
I'm not yet licensed. But yes.
May kilala ako sa loob. 10,000.
That phrase means,
I know someone from the inside. Right, Mr. President?
yes.
Right.
Oh, yes. Don't turn the podium.
Sorry. The pulpit, as they say. Sorry, I was talking about a religious leader.
Yeah.
It's like every person I know has has an inside job with somebody else in not just public, even private entities. Uy, may kilala ako. Discount? Ganun.
Discount.
Like below market. And it's even worse na it shows up in the government kasi may kilala ako sa loob. 5K lisensya. And I've heard from friends na it could be as worse as having all of the restrictions in your licenses approved. Driver's licenses, mind you.
Yeah.
Or your businesses even being sub-compliant become compliant all of a sudden. It's so weird that it's so normal.
The problem originated kasi from, actually we've discussed this in one of our previous episodes. The number one, the long lines, the long wait. You cannot afford to wait for a long time to apply for something. So you want someone to be in your place to process your papers. So that's the first reason why there is corruption. Because
proxies.
Because the service is bad.
Okay.
Right? And then number two, there are so many red tapes inside the agency. There are unnecessary payments and processes. So it makes the process longer.
Transmission charges, Meralco.
Diba? So that's the problem. That is why there is corruption. But if only people or the government, in specific, if only the government provides the correct amount, the correct fees, the correct process, the correct service, and a comfortable and convenient time to process the papers,
and not broken websites.
yes, there won't be any corruption. Plus, if all the congressmen who are corrupt would die, just like how Cara David wished that all the corrupt officials must die. That's my death note to me. So sometimes it's painted as discarte to look for someone who is inside the agency to help you. But is it really resourcefulness?
No, it's normalizing corruption.
Okay.
If you have to find back alleys and exits for things that are supposed to be legal, that are supposed to have due process, and that are supposed to be, for lack of a better word, judicial.
Yes. So today on Culture Check, that's a very beefy introduction. So today on Culture Check, we'll give you the 3 hot takes about the corruption culture in the Philippines.
And that's all for today's episode. So, corruption in the Philippines traces its roots back to the Spanish colonization. Wow. Back then, local leaders and principalia collected taxes. And well, let's just say not all of the money went to Madrid or even reached Madrid. The Americans didn't even exactly fix it. Positions in the government were seen as opportunities or for personal gain. Over time, politics became a family business, and where power was inherited and favors were a currency, which we would connect to utang na loob.
That's the one thing that would destroy us all.
Utang na loob. So it wasn't just bad habits, it was built into the system from the start. Because let's face it, there wasn't really much politics back when we were just tribes.
Yeah.
But to be fair, we were too feeble-minded to even consider being corrupt. Or I don't know. Maybe corruption wasn't really built into the system. It came when we became colonized.
Actually, I want to zero into what you've said a while ago about utang na loob. So for our international audience, that could be traced to patronage politics.
Yes.
So example, your mayor will light up your streets with super bright light, or they will construct multiple covered courts for the young people to have basketball in.
Project led by your governor.
Yeah. So instead of voting for someone who is really qualified to run your province or municipality or city, you would rather vote for someone whom you see the name,
whose
the
name
roofs.
is plastered everywhere.
Yeah. Or their symbols are plastered everywhere. So
I lived in Pasig, by the way. I remember for a year. I remember a time where everything had letter E in Pasig. Pasig, E-City, e-commerce. For who? The former mayor's bill.
yeah.
Nowadays, you couldn't even find anything remotely traceable to Vico Soto, the current mayor. By the way, who I respect.
Yes.
So basically, public offices were less about service and more about survival and perks and knowing who to talk to and who to appease.
Yeah. And that's the reason why we're stuck like this.
And we're never moving out. Which,
our colonizers didn't give us anything positive.
yes. If you think it's bad in Spain or America, look at what we inherited.
Yeah. Fast forward to now, corruption shows up everywhere, from billion peso scandals. Like no, that's a different scandal. Like the flood control projects and the petty bribes that we see every day in government agencies. Surveys even say that Filipinos expect corruption in government as a given. Wow, that's so
real survey.
Hopeless of us.
Real survey, not a Super Saturday survey.
Yeah, it's a real survey. So, but here's the kicker. It's not only the politicians. Regular people play into it too. It's like paying traffic enforcers instead of a formal ticket. Because you don't want to inconvenience yourself to get your ticket or pay your ticket at the city hall.
Or paying your compadre.
Yeah.
Who works in the housing department to give you lower house taxes.
Yes. So it's also using connections for faster paperwork. So it's kind of wild. Actually, it's super wild.
But we don't feel it.
Yeah.
If we're being honest.
Yeah. Because sometimes bribery feels like a hack instead of a crime. In one of our episodes, we told you guys about Filipino hacks, how to cut short in lines.
We mentioned paying.
We were, syempre, we were mentioning it jokingly, but
we mentioned
that's
paying
the reality.
but it's built into the system, and it's And the worst part of it all is if you don't play along, you're likely gonna be left behind, and so has it been for many people.
Yeah.
So it has been for many people.
Yeah, but we're not saying that we should normalize corruption. But in fact, in reality, we should eliminate and eradicate and all the congressmen and the senators, just like Cara David said, should die. Bayad kami ng tax sa mahal-mahal, tapos ilalaglag nyo lang sa lamesa pang kakasino nyo lang ng isang gabi. The only Christian nation in Asia
It's the
my
most
God.
It's the most corruptible nation in Asia.
My God, nakakahiya po talaga.
Nakakaya sa mga Taoist, Buddhist, and Chinese.
Oo nga.
Outtake.
At mga atheist, nakakahiya naman. May mga atheist ako kilala. They are so honest.
Too honest. I love them.
Yeah.
I love them.
That's true. Yeah. They're too honest. You
We
will
won't
love
see each
them.
other in heaven, but you know what? Fine.
Oo, diba?
I'd rather talk to them than my church friends.
Pero, just like the video we showed you a few episodes back.
Mga palasimba pero ang sama ng mga ugali. Mga kayo, may araw din kayo!
Sorry, super long tangent over. Here's the twist, take number 3. The twist, funny truth and social consequences. While we complain about corruption, many Filipinos also tolerate it, as we've clearly shown. And even joke about it.
As we've clearly done. But what else can we do?
It's part of the coping mechanism. It's part of the frustration. It breeds cynicism. People start believing that lahat naman ay kurakot. So why bother demanding better? Everybody hates corruption, but everyone assumes it will never go away. Unfortunately, it has been the case for so long. But there have been efforts, don't get us wrong. If you've been watching the recent drama in the Senate,
The new Netflix.
the new Netflix, yes, the new Netflix and chill, let's watch senators fight. There's a glimmer of hope, a bit. Look at lower Congress, look at the Senate.
I won't be believing even if someone tells another senator, oh, safe ka na. No senator is safe until the investigation is done.
The irony was he was only safe for that day. Because he was part of the accused the following day. So, what do you think about this? Are we Filipinos really powerless against corruption, or are we just too used to it being part of the culture? Maybe the bigger question is, how do you break a cycle when it's been running for centuries? It doesn't break itself forthwith.
Yeah.
Forthwith, sorry.
Sorry. May allergic dyan sa word na yan.
Forthwith.
If we cannot break it, we should join the rallies. We should demand more.
At the time of shooting, please join the rally this coming Sunday.
Tomorrow.
At the time of shooting.
So if you have, if you know someone who is organizing a rally, join them. Demand the Philippine government to give us better services, because it's not just us being immune to floods, being immune to earthquakes or fires. It's us needing and demanding for us to have a better life, a better system, because there is only one Philippines. So corruption might feel like an old habit, but habits can change if enough people demand it.
We'll see.
Please demand the government, the Philippine
Hold them accountable.
government. Hold them accountable.
Burn them at the stake.
Yeah, if possible. Anyway, that's it for this week's Culture Check. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time. I am Stephen,
MRG.
and we will keep exploring what makes Filipino culture Filipino. And we hope that corruption is not in our culture anymore in the future.
Mag-iingat na lang kayo.